Hello and welcome to tonight's workshop, Campus Life with RSA. This workshop is brought to you by Pathfinder. Pathfinder is an extracurricular program for incoming first and second year students at Northeastern, and we provide a safe and inclusive space for students to discuss and pursue their passions. If you haven't already joined Pathfinder, we can put a link for that in the chat for you. Our applications are rolling, so you can join whenever you want. As I said, it's open to first and second year students. We also have linked to moderator applications. Our moderators are third, fourth, and fifth year students or recent alumni that moderate our roundtables. And then we also will put the link to our website in the chat too if you want to check out more about our program and all the resources that we have. We are looking forward to today's workshop. We're very excited, and we have another one coming up next Tuesday at 6 p.m. with IP Collab, and that workshop will be on intellectual property. So you can find out how to sign up for that website or sign up for that workshop on our website. And now I'll pass it over to RSA.
Awesome. So hi everyone, we are the Resident Student Association, and this is our event through Pathfinder, just so as a little bit of an opening, but I'll toss it over to RSA's president, Ellie Morrison.
Yeah, so we have 3 pillars in RSA that we really like to uphold in everything we do, and that's advocacy, leadership, and programming. And so for advocacy, we are always trying to find residential feedback and how we can improve our campus together. And so one of the ways that we're doing this, like for this upcoming week, is working with dining on food advisory board to just talk about what dining looks like on campus, like any changes in the past year, anything that people would like to see in the future. And it's just a really cool opportunity to sit down with administration and talk about just what everyone will have access to on campus. And in terms of leadership, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but we have a few different types of conferences where different students can build their leadership skills, as well as get to know different other leaders and how to collaborate with them. And we also have hall councils under the Resident Student Association. And so that's a way to really be a leader within your complex and a super cool opportunity to put on your own programs for your own community. And finally, we have programming or event planning, which is just a way to either provide education or entertainment or just build on the residential experience in any way possible. So one of the big events that we do every year is called Husky Hunt. We just wrapped that up this year. And it was in a virtual setting. It's this 24-hour scavenger hunt. And then you'll hear more about different types of events that we've also done a little bit later.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to start off this section. So first off, my name's Zach. I see him pronouns. I'm the National Communications Coordinator on E-board, and what that means is I work essentially as an external affairs officer. So not only do I work with our sister organization, NRHH, but I also have the privilege of taking delegations of our members to other conferences at other schools. These regional leadership conferences are hosted 3 times in any given academic year. And really the goal is just to showcase whatever programs you're proud of or educational sessions that you're excited to share with other people at other schools. It's really just a way that schools get to communicate with each other about RSA and what they get to bring back to campus. And yeah, I'll pass it off to Nurse Lynn to talk about internal.
Hey everyone, I'm Nurse Lynn. I'm the Vice President of Engagement and Leadership. I use she, her pronouns, and kind of my role is in charge of the recruitment and retention and also the leadership aspects of RSA. And so one of the things is putting on internal conferences. In the past, they used to be a weekend retreat to a retreat center with other RSA members, hall counselors, and kind of anyone who kind of wants to come. And we do programming there, and as Ellie said, we have different opportunities for individuals to kind of grow as a leader and get to know other leaders as well. But this year we did transfer to a virtual day retreat, so it was pretty interesting, a fun time, and you get to meet a lot of cool people.
So now it comes to programs and collaboration. So I'm one of the vice presidents of programming and collaboration. So basically what I do is in the title, I program and plan different events, and we also collaborate with different organizations on campus. So we basically work with like anyone who's willing to work with us, and we love to plan events and just um, like reach out to different organizations and see what's possible. So we do a lot of different events, such as we do a Husky Hunt, which is a 24-hour scavenger hunt all across Boston. We do like movie nights. We do help with homecoming. We have like a semi-formal dance called Snowball. So we plan all these awesome events, just like improve campus life and um, just make life better. Richard, do you want to talk about it?
Hello, so I'm Richard. I'm the other Vice President of Programming and Collaboration. I couldn't have said it better myself. Basically, if you're a student org on campus and you want to collaborate, you please feel free to reach out to us. We will never turn you down. Yep, we have been putting on a lot of virtual events, obviously, this year, but we're definitely excited just for the prospects of next year, seeing how that will turn out. Definitely seems to be more of a hybrid approach that we're taking next year. And yep, there's just a lot of opportunities for next year, and I think it'll be really exciting.
So we do have a couple of leadership opportunities that we offer, such as applying to be an assistant vice president. And this would be basically helping the vice presidents who just kind of talked in their specific area and their work project. And it kind of differs per position. And then also becoming a general council member who attends like the weekly meetings that we have, and kind of you really basically represent your complex in a way. And for that, you would be able to sign up for our mailing list and attend our virtual meetings. And also we have the opportunity to be a hall counselor member, as Ellie mentioned. Typically there's an election early on in the fall semester where you run for hall council, and then the election if there are other people running opposed to you. And basically you work together with, there's the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and advocacy reps, and then a couple more positions if the senior resident assistant chooses to add. But you basically work together to put on programs for your community and your complex, and like there's other criteria to put on like philanthropic events as well. But it's just overall a great way to get involved in your community and kind of work to bring people together. Another like great part is that through all of these things, you get to meet new people that are also passionate about the different initiatives, or just like being involved on campus and like the residential life experience. And then through like the conferences that I and Zach mentioned, or the general council meetings, you kind of can create lasting bonds and kind of find this as a family or community.
So, hello everyone, my name is Felix, I use he, him pronouns, and I'm our Vice President for Operations. And if you want to stay up to date on everything that we mentioned, all of our program, advocacy initiatives, our leadership opportunities, the main way that we communicate with you all is through our mailing list. So you can sign up for that at bit.ly/RSA mail. That's case sensitive, so RSA and M are all uppercase. And yeah, we just appreciate you hearing us out, coming to our meetings, and attending different programs and things that interest you. And furthermore, it's not just email that we communicate to you all on. We do have a variety of social media here. So if you all follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, or even Discord, we do have a presence on all of those that you can follow us at.
Great, thank you guys so much. I do have a couple questions that I just want to like throw out to you all to answer. So Pathfinder is, as I said, for first and second years, students looking to pursue their passion, to pursue building like an entrepreneurial spirit and things like that. And of course, Northeastern is very big on entrepreneurial learning and experiential learning. So what are some things that you've learned being in RSA that you might not have learned while in class?
I feel like we've all had a hand in planning and then have to work under pressure with setbacks, whether that's with a vendor or with a contracting process. And even though like no matter how far ahead of whatever you're trying to do you start planning, it still feels like at the last hour like something could fall apart. But just in those moments, really knowing how to communicate with your like fellow executive board members or like whoever's helping you in that instance to say like, okay, like, well, we might not have even had a plan for this, but like we have something that we're going to be executing and we're still going to need to prepare exactly how that's going to look. And just being adaptable, I feel like, is something that I don't necessarily have to do as much for class, but RSA has taught me to just like roll with it. Everything's literally going to be fine. Everything that we've like put so much work into is going to show, even though it feels like a lot of pressure sometimes.
Yeah, adding on to that, I definitely feel like I've learned a sense of like how to be professional, like to put it lightly. But like internally with RSA, I think we're leaders of the organization. So so just being professional and then respecting other people and just learning how to communicate with people is really big. But also on the outside, we work with a lot of different organizations, like internally to Northeastern and externally outside of Northeastern, like around the city of Boston, like Husky Hunts all over Boston. Snowball, we contract people over Boston. Even there's a boat cruise after Husky Hunt that has nothing to do with Northeastern. We contract them. So just learning how to work with these different organizations and getting involved with different people and just speaking with like all different personalities and all different characters is really something I benefited from.
That's great. As you like mentioned, you worked with a lot of offices at Northeastern and other organizations and stuff. So, or even if you're in any other organizations aside from RSA, are there some that like are your favorite to work with or that you've been really like have worked with in the past that were really great, or any organizations that you're in now at Northeastern that you really enjoy?
So right now we're working with a lot of organizations on something coming up soon. So we're working with for Student Affairs, Share, Afro Spectrum, Open, UHCS. So like a lot of awesome organizations on campus that all have a common goal, which I cannot reveal, but we're all like just all these organizations are really awesome to work with. So like to pinpoint one exact organization that I think is really awesome and hard, but like everyone on campus is like always willing to collaborate, and I think they're always willing to work together towards a common goal. And like even us, we're always like dying to work with people. It helps us so much out. It helps us out so much just to get different ideas and to bounce stuff off of other people, and like even to like help to fulfill other organizations' goals is awesome for us. So
Kind of speaking more to that, even like in such a difficult year like this one, we've managed to, especially like on the programming and collaboration side, still managed to work with like a double-digit amount of student organizations here on campus. And you know, like he was saying, it's kind of hard to pinpoint a specific favorite, but it's just been a really great time being able to collaborate with so many different passionate, different goals that on the face of it might seem different, but in all honesty, contribute towards making campus a better place to live on.
And as students, because we're all students, are there any like resources on campus that you found really valuable? Offices or other organizations, just resources in general?
I think some other people on E-board will be able to answer this better than me, but I do feel like RSA is a good resource for people to reach out to, amongst others, of course. But I feel like we occasionally get emails about that people students just asking us questions, and we always love answering them. Like we're here because we want to make people's lives better, really. So just students know and coming to us, like we can always point people in the right direction. Like we know like where you can go. I mean, we also have an advisor in CSI, we have an advisor in Res Life, and we have RSA has resources to help other students. So that's just one option. I'm sure other people will have more on.
Speaking more to that again, sorry, Ellie. The people at CSI have been like really nothing but helpful so far. Like they really have been an enormous, amazing resource. And honestly, any club, like if you're a part of student involvement, they're easily an resource and an amazing help.
Yeah, I'm going off of just what Cole and Richard were saying. Like we are a residential life organization, and so we are in constant communication with both res life and housing, and like we know that there's like always something that can be improved, always something that like is in maybe some res hall that isn't in another that people won't know about unless like we are constantly outreaching and like trying to see what hall councils feel, since they're the ones living there. And so I know just like that constant communication has been great, like in my time that I've been here, because it gets you answers like faster than I feel like would happen otherwise if you didn't have this line already developed. And then similarly, like we've worked with dining for so long. We've worked with open for a lot of like events over the years, and just like those are like very existent relationships. But just as Richard was saying, like everyone's so open. If like you take the first step, like, and the initiative is there, like I feel like everyone's so excited to see someone else passionate about something that they were working on too.
I also think it's definitely worth mentioning, while it's not always the quickest way to do things, RSA and my position specifically works with a lot of other schools. So if the resource you're looking for isn't necessarily at Northeastern, there's always ways that we can connect you to other schools and learn about things that they're doing on their campuses. So there's always different ways to look for outreach and advocate for different things that you're interested in on campus.
I think to end things off, if you guys could talk about maybe like your freshman year, something you wish you knew your freshman year, if you came in with one major and you ended up switching, kind of just like advice for first and second years.
So I do panels where they ask us all the time, like, what advice would we give people that are applying to the school? And I think this would apply to freshmen too, but genuinely try everything. Like join so many organizations, make sure you're managing your time, but also really just invest your time and energy in the people and spaces that really make you the happiest, something that really motivates you. Ultimately, that's really the way that you're going to find a place to be happy at Northeastern. And I think I've found really great spaces, but it does take a little bit of trial and error. I think don't get down on yourself if you don't have good experiences immediately. That's incredibly natural, but just don't lose faith in the process. There's so many opportunities on campus, and Northeastern is always happy. There's always so many students that are happy to help you. So.
Yeah, and just to add to what Zach said, I think part of trying out all these new things is also you should be okay with just like walking away from things. Sometimes what you found just isn't the right fit for you, and that's okay. And you just need to pivot to something else. And I think coming to terms with that is something really valuable I got out of my first year here at Northeastern.
Something I wish I knew in my first year is that like literally every first year is looking for friends here. Like I think it's so valuable to realize that you might feel vulnerable and like by yourself and like you have no friends, but literally everyone is in the same boat as you. They all want to make friends, they all want to be popular, and they all want to find their niche. And you will find your niche, but it takes time. But just know everyone is in the same boat. Like you're not alone. Like even if it stresses you out or gets you, it'll get better.
I think to go off that point, like not being afraid to reach out to others, kind of taking the first step. I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but I remember freshman year, like I used to see this one person in my resident hall that was in my class, and I was like, should I say something? Should I say something? You know, like maybe I should say something. One day I decided to say something, and now she's my roommate and one of my closest friends. You know, so to that point, it's like it's good to take like the first step, and it doesn't hurt. Yeah, you'll have more to gain than to lose in that sense.
Going off, I certainly didn't come in here like my first day of like freshman year thinking I was gonna join RSA. I definitely did not know what I was gonna join, period. But in any case, after shopping around a little bit, I definitely realized that I found a niche here, and that I found a community that made me feel welcome and very appreciated and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, there's no one perfect fit for everybody, but like Cole was saying, there's a niche for everybody, and just as long as you keep searching, you will find your place. Just shop around, have some faith in yourself. It'll work out.
I feel like I'm just gonna say like exactly what everyone's already said in different words, but like literally that I recognized after my first year, like don't do anything because you feel like you should do it. Do like everything that you want to do, because like it might feel like college is like this big step, but really it's definitely just a time for you to still find out what you're interested in. And so I was in like major specific clubs, like clubs that I thought I should be doing just to like professionally develop myself. But then I realized I wasn't having like personally as much fun in them as I was looking for at the time. And so I was like, okay, well, like, what do I want to do and why do I want to do that? And that's still a question I might be asking myself like years into the future. Like now I'm like in my last year and I was like, oh, you know what's something I've wanted to do for a few years? Survivor. And so like I literally just decided to do that this semester because it's like, why not? And college is supposed to be a fun time, even though it's like stressful and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm almost an adult. You're like not an adult still. So like you don't need to take things as seriously as it feels like sometimes. And I feel like with co-op, obviously that'll be helpful to like reel you in. But just remembering that like this is like your time to just experience something that you've never had before and the freedom that you've never been able to explore. So just like remembering that and that like everything should be like fun and like, well, not everything, but like everything should be for a good reason and that you're like something you're interested in rather than just something you feel like you should be doing.
I 100% agree with everything you all said. College it's a long time, but not also that it goes by very quickly. So you might as well enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for talking about RSA and answering all my questions. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. It was great.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks
so
for having
much
us.
for having us.
Pathfinder meets every week for roundtable discussions. We also meet weekly for workshops just like this one. So check out our Google Calendar and join in next time. Thank you so much and have a great day.